Hello, welcome to another Gundam version 2 video. That's the Ashimar, and welcome to another buffed or scuffed video. And if you guys aren't familiar with the series, basically at the end of every month, the devs will do what is called a unit adjustment. And they'll take a couple of suits, they'll buff them, or even sometimes nerf them depending on the suit. And yeah, we go over a few that interest us, either personally, or maybe a lot of people want to see, that have been interested in it, And I believe last week we did the Yakushiki, and the Hakushiki was a very popular suit for a lot of people, and that's why we did that. It's not a suit I personally played, right? But now we're looking at the Ashimar here. This is a suit I really love to play. This is a really fun suit when it came out. I had quite a few videos on it, and I believe it still remains to this day my second most played suit. What made this suit really fun was just how... Oh man, how to articulate this? It was a really good kind of brawler unit where the beam rifle had a really fast stun accumulation, took 2 pops to stun somebody. You had a really fun as hell melee attack pattern where, just the neutral swing was just a kick to the face, and the down swing was just a good old just sliding punch. It was just so satisfying to use. And for transformation, you could transform and use the ability to either rapid fire your mega particle, your beam rifle, or you could charge it up, and if you charge it up, it would actually just overheat, but it would give you a stun. You can combo that into your ram attack, right? It was overall just a really basic unit, but it did have some useful stuff, like I believe back then you had damage control, which wasn't on too many suits, I believed, and that made it really useful for surviving a onslaught of stun accumulation weapons. And yeah, it's just very simple, very clean to play, very fast stun accumulation. Not a whole lot of suits had damage control back then, and it was pretty easy to counter a lot of the raids where you can just pop them twice, going for a good old punch to the face or even a kick to the face. It made it really fun, just general unit. I really enjoyed playing this suit, but obviously more and more suits got added. The Ashimar has been buffed, I believe, once or twice since then. However, just because of the sheer amount of other suits coming in, my attention just started to drift away, I should say, away from the Ashimar. I still pick it every now and then and have some fun, but since then, we've also had a 650 Ashimar and a 700 Ashimar, and those suits I don't even think about touching because of just the nature of those costs. I didn't want to pick Ashimar, right? But yeah, the Ashimar has been buffed again, and to help showcase, the buffs here, I do have 2 matches here for you. This first match is actually going to be on my first time actually playing the buffed Ashimar late at night. It's going to be on Arctic Base 600, and the next match is actually going to be a little bit special one where I'm going to be playing with Red Wolf Vion and Asian Noob Sama, which I believe he's with Wind Clan, but I don't know what his actual, because he said he was using somebody else's account, so I don't know what his actual name is, so I'm sorry if you're out there. If you want to tell me in the comment section, I'll pin it or something, right? We were over on Red Wolf Vion's Discord. We started to play a few matches, right? And that's going to be at 700, and that's my first match playing, I believe my first match playing it at 700, which, again, I would never thought about doing beforehand. But, yeah, and let's get into what they buffed about this suit. Now... Before we even get to that, we have to talk about some of the reference data here, where usually for these unit adjustments, the devs will give us the data for this suit, how it's been doing. This does have 4 different levels: 550, 600, 650, and 700. The level 1 here for 550, the typical win rate for a general at this point is 49.8. This suit had a 48.1, which, funnily enough, a lot of suits do get buffed when they have a 48% win rate, right? Or typically, as we see here. Now, this starts lowering a bit here. At 600, the typical win rate is 48.7. This suit gets a 46.2. At 650, it's 49 again, but this suit gets a 42.2. And at 700, it's a 48.7. And this suit dropped all the way to 39.7. So, yeah, that is a huge margin there, from the first level all the way down. So, yeah, not that good. And the rival win rate for the level 1, the typical win rate was 49.1. The Ashimar had a 40. on the level 1. So, yeah, and then we look at the damage dealt was 66,000. This suit had a 63,000, so it wasn't too far behind in damage. But yeah, it definitely wasn't doing enough to garner a win rate, like a rival win rate, or even just a high enough win rate, right? So, of course, it needed to get buffed pretty much ASAP, because it just actually, no, it increases at 600, funnily enough, where the typical win rate for generals, which, well, not that bad, actually not that good, is a 47.4. This had a 41, so it actually increased by 1%, 1.2, right? But yeah, then it drops immediately again to 32.1, and then 32.4 at 650 and 700 respectively. So yeah, I definitely needed a little bit of some help here. So what did they do to help the Ashimar here? Now, first of all, they gave this a unit, HP increase, right? So for level 1 here, it had 18,500, and that has been increased to 20,500. And of course, the upper levels have also been enhanced. You'll probably notice that I have some pretty good amount of health. And yeah, that's fine. More health is pretty nice. You can tank more shots, right? Or take more shots. Take more hits to die. Now the next buff here is actually pretty major. You have offense system level 1, which yeah, what you guys don't know about this, or if you guys don't know about this skill, basically you can absorb a instant stun, a good couple of instant stuns, I believe, while you're using your melee attacks. And of course, you have they have some pretty long-winded ones with the downswing, especially. So you can use that to absorb stuns to counter somebody if they're trying to throw a bazooka at you, right? Now combine this with the damage control the Ashimar has. This is actually really major, to where if enough people shot at you, if you have offense system, you could get stunned, because the stun accumulation would just let you get stunned. Now, because it has damage control, that's going to be a lot harder to do. So now, that's just a really big kind of buff to this suit. It's just offense system. And it's funny, too, because the melee is not like a super high kind of thing on this suit, right? It does have a pretty decent amount of damage to it, but it's not like you're not doing 5,000, 6,000 damage, for each hit. But yeah, it's still really, really, it's like, wow, okay, offense system, that's great. Next skill here is this is more so for the level 3 and 4 units, where the level 3 close range part slots increased from 15 to 17, the mid range part slots went from 24 to 25, and the long range part slots went from 9 to 11. So just more part slots, so you can do more builds with it, more damage if you want to, more melee or range. A little bit more thruster gauge if you want. Again, it opens up the possibilities for more builds with this suit. And of course, if you enhance it, you get complex expansion slot. And I believe at the highest level, at 700, you get I think +2. So that's a lot more to work with for building, right? So pretty nice. For the level 4, the close range part slot went from 16 all the way to 19. The mid-range from 26 to 27, and the long-range from 10 to 13. Again, back what I said, that's pretty good. Now, the level 3 unit skill, damage control level 2, that's a 650. That has been increased to level 3, so it takes more shots to get you stunned. And that's the same for the higher cost as well, level 4, level 2 to level 3 damage control. And this real fast. The enhanced tackle level 1 has been increased all the way to level 5. That's a pretty big jump. And enhanced tackle is pretty much what it says, where you do more damage on your tackles. Not like a significant amount, right? But it's enough to kind of add a little bit more damage to your combos. At least a good amount of over 1,000 damage, where you can, if you really want somebody dead, they had a little bit of health left, you can just tackle them, or maybe incorporate that into combos where you can do neutral, downswing, go into another downswing combo, incorporate a tackle into one of those, right? So yeah, it's not that bad. You just add more of a melee flavor to the suit, especially with the offense system. You can abuse that, right? So that's all they did here for the just the base unit itself, which is pretty nice. Now, what's really going to help out this suit is when we get to the weapon here, the large beam rifle, and its transformation mode version of it, right? The large beam rifle, the focus time has actually been shortened from 3.5 to 2.5. That is a second difference in charging up that beam rifle. That's way faster now to get that instant stun. As I said earlier, the beam rifle will take 2 shots to stun normally. So if you want to charge it up, it will be one shot for a stun. And if you do charge it up, it does have penetration as well. I forgot to mention that earlier, but yeah, you can shoot through teammates. You can shoot through enemy teammates. I think at one point in the next match with Vion, you will see. I'll shoot through the enemy base to hit, or no, shoot through our base to hit somebody on the other side of the base, which is, yeah, I'm surprised not enough people do that with suits that can do that. But yeah, so that's really nice to have that focus time shortened. The hit detection has been expanded and easier to hit the target. So yeah, if it's just easier to hit people now with that weapon, which is yeah, pretty nice. That makes it easier to again pop off the stun accumulation or get that instant stun. So yeah, I'm fine with that. Now the level 2 damage for this weapon went from 16,000, or oh my god, 16,000, went from 1,650 to 1,700. And of course, as the higher level, the damage will also increase to a pretty good amount of damage, where I believe in this match, because I also have, I enhanced my range damage. I can't remember if I'm using my 70 range damage build here, but you'll notice that when I take pot shots at the Ashimar, or not the Ashimar, the Banshee in this match, yeah, he'll be taking almost 3,000 damage per shot, which is pretty crazy actually, pretty damn good. And I think even in the first match, you'll notice a little bit of that too, just some high damage pot shots. So yeah, I'm totally fine with that. And the level 2 focus power has also been increased. So yeah, they say here upper levels also been enhanced. So yeah, if you charge up your beam weapon, you'll do more damage. And yeah, that's very much appreciated. You'll do, like you see that Banshee. Actually, no, I'm talking about the second part of the video way ahead of time. But yeah, I just hit the Banshee from what I'm watching here for like 4,000 damage. And then following up with a good old Ashimar punch downswing. That's really crazy. But damn, yeah, really good amounts of damage here. Now, the transformation mode, since that counts as a kind of a separate weapon, right, has also been enhanced as well. The large beam rifle transformed. The cooldown time between shots, if you guys don't know, the regular shots in transformation mode is rapid fire. The cooldown time is shortened from 0.8 to 0.5, so that what already is kind of fast, because it's less than a second, is now even faster. So, okay, yeah, you can shoot that even faster. Not only that, but the stun accumulation value is now increased, which means, that rapid fire, I believe it would take a good few shots to get a stun with that. That will now take, I believe you shoot a 5 burst round, right? Now, that decreases to 3. If you hit 3 of those 5, you will get a stun. That is really good for approaching enemies from the air. Really damn good. You can get a stun and then charge up your, well, actually, yeah, you can charge up your instant stun version of, you can focus fire and then hit somebody with even more damage output, which is great. Which, by the way, you can now use this weapon while boosting when you're in the air. Beforehand, you could not boost and shoot at the same time. Now you can. So that's, again, a lot more valuable because you can combo into your RAM, pretty much. The heat rate has also been decreased when you're using your focus fire. Now, this is a really big thing here. As I mentioned earlier, whenever you did charge your beam rifle while you're transformed, it will overheat. That is no longer the case, and that really increases the damage potential of this suit. If you guys didn't see the first part of the video where I'm playing, the Peppermint Ashimar, I'm pretty sure I did 8,000 damage to a Girazulu EH. I hit him for, actually no, more than 8,000. I believe I hit him with 4,400 damage the first shot, and then another 4,400 damage the second shot, just from transformation alone. And that is pretty disgusting against raids, and honestly keeping people stunned. I believe in the 700 match, I do that against a couple of suits. I think notably the FF Sazabi, to keep him in place while Vion locks onto him with his own FF Sazabi. Yeah, really nice way to get somebody to stand still. Really, again, the focus fire is pretty fast on this suit in transformation mode. And to help with that, the level 2 damage has also been increased, where the rapid fire went from 390 to 400, so it's a nice roundup. And the focus fire has been increased, as I mentioned before. Yeah, that does a lot of damage against suits like raids, where again I did so much damage to the Kirisulu EH. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the Ashimar here. And I just gotta say, dude, this is a really, really tight buff for this suit. This is amazing set of buffs. This really helps out the Ashimar in just, of course, you'll still struggle against suits with high amounts of damage control, but it still just increases the damage output of the suit to almost an insane degree to what was before. Again, like the transformation mode on the suit, where you overheated when you focus fired your beam rifle. Well, now you can fire that twice and keep somebody stunned for a good while if they don't have any like maneuver armor or anything, right? And even if they did have maneuver armor, if you did your regular uncharged mode on your transformation mode, yeah, they'll get stunned in 3 hits, which is really, really fast, since the Ashimar can just start nailing people just uncharged shots. And even if they did get a stun with that, they can quickly go into the charged mode of the weapon and get a stun, and then ram them afterwards. And then we mentioned you have Omphits mode for your melee attacks. Like, holy shit! Combined with the damage control, it's really hard to stop the Ashimar unless more than one person has really high stun accumulation is targeting you. You don't want to throw yourself out in the middle of the enemy team, but yeah, you can go in and just start getting punch crazy. I reckon they don't tackle you and counter you, right? Yeah, just overall, just really helps out the Ashimar at what it already was good at back then, which was, the brawling aspect. Which, yeah, so to say if this suit is buffed or scuffed, definitely, for sure, this suit is buffed. And, showcasing these 2 matches here for you, again, that first match was my first time playing the buffed Ashimar, and that was my first time playing just the Ashimar in general in a good while. And the second match was me playing it at 700, playing more so like a team with Vion and Asian Noob Sama. And it just really, really stuck out to me, like, wow, the Ashimar is really improved. Again, this is something I wouldn't even try to pick normally at such a high cost, like 700 to 650. Although I think at 650 you probably could get away with it, I just wasn't good enough with it. But now I definitely want to just keep playing this suit. Now, for rating costs, though, I don't know if I would still pick these. Just the nature of 700 and 650. I think the Ashimar still might be on the, maybe not. I think 650 you can get away with it, but 700 I think is a little bit too high, especially with the amounts of damage control and just insane damage output suits out there. Now, you can definitely do some really disgusting builds with this suit. Like I said, you can do some really high range damage, definitely build up your resistances by quite a lot. But then again, yeah, you're playing a level 4 Ashimar at 700. Now, again, I was working really well with the team in that first match. And I believe that was quick match too, so that wasn't rating. But I feel like you're going to have a little bit harder time when you're at rating, when people are, or maybe even clan matches, when people are a lot more coordinated. But yeah, again, to say the suit is buffed or scuffed, it is definitely buffed. Just, again, playing this, it really kind of reignited my love for the Ashimar. I've been playing it a lot more recently, more so at 600, 650, so I have a little bit more part slots to work with. I just really, really dig this suit now. I'll probably be playing it a little bit more. And it's gonna add more to my. It's still gonna be my second favorite or second most played suit in this game after this buff. Which honestly, I thought maybe some other suits would be catching up to it, but no, it's gonna stay further ahead now. So. But yeah, that's gonna be the end of this video. If you guys enjoy this video, leave a like, subscribe if you want. I'd really appreciate it. And type up in the comment section how you feel about the Ashimar or the buffed Ashimar. Do you like it? Do you hate it? Yeah, again, I really love this buff. I love the Ashimar. I loved playing it, and now it's been buffed. I'm going to love playing it even more. And it just feels really, again, what I was saying earlier is a really satisfying suit to play. When it came out, it was really satisfying, and it just still feels just really great to play. Really reactive. You got some skills to help you out for some of the more modern suits, and the damage output just feels really, really satisfying. Definitely recommend playing this suit if you guys don't have an Ashimar. Just punching people, again, so sad. I can only just sum up the suit in one word, which is just satisfying. I really like this suit. But I can recognize some faults in it. Like, again, if you're playing like a super serious match, you probably don't want to be picking it at a cost like 700, but it's really good just to try out for fun every now and then, which is what I have certainly been doing. But yeah, that'll be it, and I will see you guys later. Bye.